So we'll make an offering, and then those who wish to pay respects to Yangten Rinpoche and his brother Geshe Jembel may afterwards with us. Okay. Welcome everyone to a very special Saturday gathering with Clear Mountain in the gym. Um, we're so blessed today to be joined by Yangten Rinpoche and his brother Geshe Jempel, and also the translator and head of the Tibetan Association of Washington, Namgyal Nanglo. And Ajahn Kovilo and I were at Sarvasti Abbey last week, and Yangten Rinpoche was giving a series of beautiful teachings on Nagarjuna. And we learned 2 days ago that he would be in Seattle today just for one day and happened to be free in the morning. So it was such a gift. And Ajahn Kovilo will give a longer biography of Yangten Rinpoche after the guided meditation. But can I just say on behalf of the whole community, we're so grateful for you coming. Thank you so much. So a few brief announcements before we begin. First, there's a gratitude card for Wat Atam in the back. They've been a wonderful community and friend to us. So if you have a chance after the gathering to go sign your name there, we want to express gratitude. They've been very supportive of Clear Mountain. Additionally, if you are interested in helping with AV or Saturday lead, we still need people to do that. So if you're interested in helping with AV, talk to Cheryl. And if you're interested in helping with Saturday as a Saturday manager, talk to Gary over here. Additionally, next week, there will be road work. So just this north entrance will be open. The south side will be kind of closed, but that's just fine. Everything else is as usual. You'll just come in and out through this north entrance. Additionally, If people have any leftover Clear Mountain inventory, picnic supplies, paper plates, etc., please bring them in next week because we'll be doing an inventory. And Janaki's a good point person for that. Janaki over here. Janaki and Samir also brought a bunch of ice cream after this, so that's very important. And finally, as you'll have seen, many of us did a traditional kata ceremony where we, or Ajahn Kovilo and I did, where we offer this traditional white scarf as a offering to Yangten Rinpoche. And after the gathering, we'll all be doing that together as a community outside for those who want. And we'll do a demonstration at the end. And I think we have like 30, so we're going to cycle through the katas as Yangten Rinpoche walks down the line. So those who want to can do that. And I think that's about it. Do we want to, I think maybe skip straight past the chant. And one thing though is, Sid, do we have a brief announcement?
Thank you. We're very grateful for Yangten Rinpoche for visiting us today. And we have a little donation box on the back just to say thank to Yangten Rinpoche. Thank you.
Okay, and I think that's about it. I think we can begin with a guided meditation from Yangten Rinpoche. And was there anything else, Ajahn Kovilo? Okay, great.
Rinpoche wants to speak a little bit and then start the
Please. At 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
At the end of the meditation.
Yes.
A little bit later.
Yes. Please sit down there. Good morning, everyone. The number 20 ne, the gain number nije number 20 ne, big Jones.
Yeah, he's very happy to see all of you here, especially, the two teachers leading you all here. So he's very happy to have this opportunity to meet you all.
Di nanglo la, gino number ni, ni, ajapagi, ngazu da kasan kani jewares, di madu shinda tsama tari ngazu, tima tambu jewares.
He met both your teachers, Ajahns, and then the president of the board.
No.
Who? Yeah.
Dhamma friend.
Dhamma friend here 2 days back. But other than that, you're all new to me, is what he said. Yeah. Yeah, so all Dharma friends meeting for the first time, I'm really happy about it. No. So he wants to lead the 20 minutes of guided meditation first. Yeah, some of the topics for meditation is very complex. So because we have very short time, he is going to, from his mind, he will start a very simple meditation for 20 minutes. So when in his room, he is the religion secretary of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So in his room, when he does meditation, he sits similar to what you are sitting in the front. So if not comfortable sitting on the floor, you can also do it on the chairs, and that is totally fine, is what he said.
디송교레스.
Yeah. In Tibetan, when they say gom is kind of awareness. The actual full translation is awareness, and it is to lead for peaceful and calm state of mind.
공라 가래 meditation meditate.
Meditation lana gom raine ke gom di gwa betandu ganita susu ki hakoero.
어디 공자야디.
Yeah.
디제. 다 디인디 가는 가서 공자에 가도 딜라 다 당보 버스라고 그래. 당보 봐. 도마 공 구주네 공야지. 미참마기 튜모도 공야 되는지. 참마기 튜모도 공 제토야 되는지. 양도스 림버 되는데 요레스.
So meditation has a lot of different stages. And the first stage starts from where everybody can do meditation. And then as it gets more complex, there are various degrees of how you get to a very high level meditation.
다른다 awareness에디 가수를 짐바스라고 그래요. 수수 가래 인바 수수 가르치 이유바 수수 가르치 이유바 시버 제조디 공제기 터레스 다 공제디 디인지 고고르스 딜라 데네 공고르스 딜라 데네.
So the actual source of how we do meditation is really awareness, knowing what you are doing, really looking towards yourself and being aware of your state of the present.
토마딜라 단디시 마모메바시 나랑 샤란도스 공베 카투딜 토마딜라 안디치 유스다 울미니 공야디도스.
So in his room, the first thing he starts is meditation with the breathing technique. Relax in your, in wherever you are sitting.
미딘 된데 지라시 베트 타름 부다야만.
Yeah.
베트 미종야만 버신 된데 르르진샤.
Don't close your eyes. Don't look far, but somewhere close by. Something that's almost like, right in front of you. And your mind should be at peace, calm.
다디네 당보딜라 우당디강라 우도 나고예네. 야 칼루지팅 아니 나고윤네.
So from your right nostril, you breathe in. And then from your left, you breathe out. Three times. Yeah. So when you're doing that, be aware of what you're doing instead of thinking of all the things that's going on in your life. Just think about just the breathing, like that you are breathing in and you're breathing out. Yeah, now for 3 times, you breathe in from your left and then breathe out from your right. Deep breaths. Then, then for 3 times, breathe in from both your nostrils, and then breathe out the same. Then we start from being aware of your body first, and then being aware of your soul. That's the second one. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. So slowly, when you think about being aware of your body, you start looking at, like thinking, knowing that you have, being aware of your toes, your ankle, your calf, your knees, slowly bringing it to your hip, your stomach, and slowly coming up, being aware of your body. Then in your stomach here, then think about your heart, where your lungs are, slowly coming up to your neck, and it's from your chin, your cheeks, and your arm, your hand. Yeah, so slowly you kind of being aware of your body parts. Yeah, your chin and your mouth, your face, 2 eyes, 2 eyebrows, your forehead, and then your head itself. Yeah, so being aware of, like, yeah, this is my feet, my knees, and this is my body parts, being aware that this is your body. Then when you think about it, in the middle of your forehead, so think about that middle of your forehead, right in between your brows, eyebrows. Yeah. Yeah. So the first thing is just the peripheral pieces. But if you even go deeper, you then think about what your body part is made of, like the blood, the flesh, and then the ligaments, right? So this is the what the body is made of. Yeah, and this is kind of given by your parents. So it started from your body being birthed to your parents. So think about all, like from the first week in the mother's womb up till now, this body has, grown and has come to this state. So to even go further, this body, we think about the impermanence. Mitakpa means it's impermanent, that every second it changes. Yeah, think about the impermanence nature of the body and how it changes every second. So with your mind at peace, but still alert, don't be in the sleepy state. If you start thinking about your body and, with your clear mind, you will kind of figure out that this is really impermanent, that had changed quite a lot since the birth. And don't put pressure on concentrating, just calmly, be aware. When you don't put pressure or have to do, like not have that mindset of concentrating, that's when you really become calm.
생기 나로서 상동에 세부지 진득한다 니 생각 정부 차거든.
But you have to have that a topic to think about, like your body, right? And that actually makes you alert.
니 생을 따지간다. 당가 순 대비 니수만 보고 진행해주라. 그냥 대 상下.
Yeah. Don't think about the past. Don't be fixated on the past.
생을 따질 거야.
Yeah. When you look at inside you, don't look at the past events.
니네 마음의 자신감을 뒤에 그 도스 마지없이.
And don't start planning on the future as well.
단단하게 생. 가와도 단단하게 생. 가도 힘이 있다고 나시 생기 생고랑 따서.
Yeah. When you think about, like, so we did with the body piece, now with the soul, you kind of look at it and see where it is at now.
Soul or mind.
Soul or mind, both are interchangeably used, mind or soul.
단단하게 생기 간데도 따지고.
So when you look at where your soul mind is,
가도 니 문제만 두고 난공수는 지차게 됐음.
yeah, the expectation is you won't know where it is at. It's almost like a little dark,
이네요. 뒤쪽에 말이야.
but that is not a problem.
다랑 난공다고 차와이네 단도 생기 간데도 시시 생문진 tweet. 생의 가도니요 말이야. 가도 천다.
Oh, so so even if it's a little dark, it's not a problem. You still have to kind of figure out what that is. And the soul and the mind, there's no color to it,
좋다요 말이야.
and there's no shape.
가리워스면 양념이었어.
So there's the only thing it has is experience.
어디 저어디 용어디야.
The feeling and the experience,
디 awareness 띵문지.
that is where you are aware of that feeling and that experience.
디 다랑 그 양념 다랑 문진 버시니 어디가나 양념 디가 생샤.
So then you think about the experience and the feeling of that soul.
양념 디 안에 양념 용어 진도 더 용어 디 생리 용어 디 the sense goes 용어 디가 생도 샤트 is awareness.
So basically thinking about that feeling and the experience as what the soul and mind is, and being aware of that, and then still being able to peacefully look at it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with the short time, this is the guided meditation. And
Thank you, Rinpoche. So we'll go straight into our questions. John Nisabo and I will start off with about 25 minutes or so, and then we'll open it up to other people. If you want to stand up and shift your posture, this would be a good time. Yeah, and we'll read the biography. Aratana Grab Swat
총롱 대부다.
Brahma Jaloka Tipati Sahampati Kat Anjalian Tiwarang Ayacata Santi Dasanta Paracakasatika Tese tu dhammang Anukam Pimang Pasang.
So Venerable Yangten Rinpoche was born in Kham, Tibet in 1978. He was recognized as the reincarnation of the previous Yangten Rinpoche at the age of 10 and was enthroned at Kanze Monastery. After living in Tibet under the Chinese rule for 12 years, he left his homeland for India in pursuit of traditional Tibetan monastic education in South India. In 1990, at the unusually young age of 12, he entered the Geshe program at Saramay Monastery, carrying out the study of traditional Buddhist texts on philosophy, logic, and epistemology, Buddhist metaphysics, and cosmology, Abhidharma, and the monastic code of conduct. And he graduated with a Geshe La Rampa degree with distinction in 2007 at only age 29. After graduation, Rinpoche joined Gyuto Monastery for 2 years and completed the traditional tantric studies there. During his time at Gyuto Monastery, Rinpoche helped His Holiness the Karmapa as a debate assistant. In 2008, Rinpoche has helped by his Dalai Lama, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, to work in His Holiness's private office and has assisted His Holiness on many projects, including being selected to compile a book on Buddhist science in the Kangyur and Tengyur canons. So thank you for being here, Rinpoche. Rinpoche, could you talk about your childhood as a monk and why, in your view, you see that being a monk or having monks in the world, in society, is a good thing? Yeah.
긴준바디 지당 시기 넘버 수다장 마인바제 긴준바디 된다 신다지 된교레스.
Being a monk is not just the appearance. There's another aspect to it.
시 넘버디 디양코랑 계진부지더레스.
Yeah, the physical, how we see monks is also important.
더 긴준바세디 나조라 상루 신다지 나조라 된교레스.
But on top of the physical aspect, they give you a sense of how we should start thinking about.
상루 가르된거스나 다 라우도 중어디기 오 나조 단다 시 튠진 차트스시 줘라 디지부라 고코르지네 디지부기 이침바 다랑긴 저기도 상바이나 디장지 당기 말에 난상류 토네 연딘 상루 메시지 고레스 띵가소도 꾸마당고레스.
It shows you that from all the things that is going on, the materialistic things that you have, that these would not be enough for you, that there is the mindset or the mind training that is really required. So not just the physical sense, but looking at a monk, you see that there is another way of life.
nga so la sanglu nanglu la nga rang zu chama lu yeba be na control se da ni da na xin nga jie se ya da ni da na xin emotion mo bu yo ro 디수 제디 간줄은 닌가 수기오다 디상도 띵겨오레스.
It shows you that emotions like anger, jealousy, that these are very detrimental to you. The monks show that aspect, that there is another life.
지나 긴든바세디 디차네 베케지무차고 그랬어.
So it is important that it represents the non-materialistic practice that is important in your life as well.
쇼신다지네 제왕하시기 돈이 시소는 야 딜레 단도 상로 신다지는 망보요레스.
Yeah. So this is in this life, but if you look at the many lives, then there is even further depth on why it is important to be a monk and having monks in the society.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, and Nangyal, thank you for joining and translating as well. Rinpoche, the Tibetan situation politically seems very difficult in many ways right now. How have you maintained a heart of equanimity and kindness in the midst of all that? And do you have any advice for modern Americans in terms of navigating a fraught political situation, a difficult political situation, and keeping their hearts cool and loving?
다 표기 내단기 돈에 할레벤 자다 표스에디 무트는 잠불린 디간라 수행부지 대토래 도마레세 신뢰지구에 굉장히 지시레디오레스.
Yeah, the Tibetan situation is very drastic and urgent. It is almost at a whether it will even exist or not. So it is at that state.
다 이내양 나랑기 가르치고도 수수라 다디간라 수수기 표기 체도 가수 제토바디 사마치 디자마도 딜레 게네 신뢰지디와 개핑도 심바지우데 핀도 치우도스.
But from an individual standpoint, you do the best you can for that. But beyond that, it is not in your control. So knowing that you do the best is where he gets the peace.
다 아리기다 첼시 쇼가게 도스강에 다 지단 강에서디 미지소라 요요바레스.
Yeah. So he talked about the American political things, but he mentioned that like problems and challenges will be part of everyone's life. It is no different.
다 이내야 아리오치 배우네 아리 나로라 첼시기 다수면라고 가수여바 이내야 타투기 미 가수 참마 아리오리 아리 롬발라 펜버지 가수 제고레 상상기 상루디 말아바지 니버도 고레스.
But as an American citizen here, you should think about what is best for all of us. And that is that you should never lose that sight, that you are doing the best for everyone, not just for one side or the other.
다 아리오지 배우네 아리 롬바지 기벤디 다 아리오지를 뒤뒤다 개치슈 자고레스.
Yeah, so as a US citizen, being that you are not, that you think about the US as where you are thinking about the good things that you can do for your country is at the top priority.
세상 참에세 나로라 나주 참아 아리오이 나주 참에 아리라 펜버지 제국의 상상 뒤에나 신다면 템버예나 강에 지무 되게 말했어.
So when you have that thing, we are all same, we are in the same country, you're doing the best for your country, then little disagreement is just can be sidelined.
세상 미주디 가리바 디마지버지 고도.
Yeah, think about the uber goal and the others will fall through.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Yeah.
How do you how do you advise people to maintain bodhicitta, metta in that situation?
想这个先看这是结果的是。
인제 투줄라 상주기 생바데 칸데스 뜻 냠내 조레스.
아니요. 다 뒤에 간제 지거를 인바 있나래. 나랑주 참마 기초단 지리오레스. 기초지 요원이 가서 추고거레스. 수용고거레스.
Yeah, wherever the situation is, you are part of the society that you are in.
다 띵이디간라 기초세데 나랑주 미수수를 뺏게 진부레스.
The society and is important. The community and the society is important to you.
배나 단나 나랑주 뒤에버 참마 다 딜은 종에 좀버디 기초주의장 나선 종에 좀버레스.
For example, we are all here because there is a community built, and that's why we are able to come together. And so that is important.
다 하나씩 가서 레베 나로라 연된지 맨나마도 연된지 외버이나 디 라우전에 수용버레스 긴라전에 수용버레스.
So when you think about the education that you got was also because you were taught early on from teachers.
진주당 로데당.
Yeah, from your books, from your friends, from your teachers.
아니 나나서 수불의 교양이 도로디야 아니 신바당 아니 랑숑게 강 디존에 미신잔에 줄레버레스.
So everything that we wear is also comes from different sources. People who have worked towards providing for what you even wear on your body, right?
아니 나나서 수불의 최대한디야 멤버당 매당 멘강당 디주의 땡고도스.
Yeah, even our health depends on a lot of factors like hospitals, good doctors, nurses.
나서 고야기 많이디야 진다자니 용고도스.
And even our financial stability depends on others.
나서 아마라 마치디간라 마라마레스 마부마장게 요마레스.
Yeah, when we are born, we come in the world with no clothes on. We're coming in as naked.
나서 수행부 대백거래야 미신다기 제와당 이시리 고거레스.
So when the life we lead, we need love and compassion from others.
개고 차디간라야 로부징이 고도스.
When we are getting old, we need help from others as well.
세상 상주의 선생의 상부 자침부 심부 자침부 내주 참아 통치지네니 디더 튠베 상부 상부지에 디스고레스.
So bodhicitta and compassion is when you think from all these different aspects, you have a bigger sense of why it is important.
상주의 선생의 내지는 구주고레스.
So
구주해야 돼.
the seed of that is understanding that it is all interdependent. Everything that we have is interdependent on others.
Thank you.
Rinpoche, many Buddhists will pray or ask for help from Avalokiteshvara, Chenrezig, Tara. How does that work with the principle of individual karma, that I am the owner of my actions, I am the owner of my karma?
다디 지담 수수기 레라 라레그레세디 까마세디 자와라스고레스 수수를 가르 용마윤디 수수기 자와 가르치에 맞이라 내가 가르치에 토마토라 라레그레스고레스.
Yeah, karma depends on the deed that you do, like whatever good or bad deed that you do, that directly relates to the karma.
세상 까마세디 수수기 자와라 구구유여 인디간라.
Yeah, so because karma depends on the deeds that you do,
나수기 내가 제디간라 수수기 응원다고 싸고유나 수수기 자오치 고유요레디 이나야 수수기 내가 지능을 싸고유 요레디 응사베 카도디라 신기 로랑체 요르와스 지레 루부제루지 내가 제루제루지 내가 제베 카도라 레루라 루부제루지세 군수기 수수 내가 제디 핀도지 요르와스 어디낭신 멜랑제디야 조수수 제고요르디 이나야 아울루기 디슈라다 지진드마다 코난수기 루부제 디용그레스.
so like the deeds that you do, like even if you are looking for a job, you will need help from others, right? You will need help from your friends, referrals, all of that. So similar to that, when the deed that you do to pray, it's up to you. But Avalokiteshvara or Tara, they help you in the way. So when you think about like why it is, why we pray to Tara. It's to help you in doing the good deed.
양 참아 아울루기도 슈라기 지기레 tim바이나 다디 취다 남취긴 주당다 미천버리스.
So the principle of Buddhism is they help you on the way, but you can't depend all on them. They are helping you on the way.
베나 수어 멜랑 떠디강라 생기 나로라 멜랑 떠서 주여이나 이제 제서 주여이나 수수생의 이切유여 이切다랑게 수부 최선의 핑기도 왔어.
So even so when you believe in something and you're praying, just by that belief you feel calm. So similar to that is what he is saying.
디집이 돈이시나.
Yeah, just by that belief you get that calmness, right?
디다 무인의 줄을 디자만세양 가속을다 라벨라 사디수 제딩 아수로 루구지에 딘에 연구를 했어.
Yeah, so even in factually we have like evidence of that help coming through when you are praying.
Rinpoche, we know you've worked with His Holiness the Dalai Lama for many years, and you've described him as a living sutra. What stories do you have of him that have inspired you in this way? Why do you think of him as a living sutra?
디된다디 디레스. 지당 아주 수다라디 nga는 등규어레스. 디치장레스.
So sutra is usually when it comes out from praying, right?
다 문에게 수다라 모마디 가레스는 수다라기 나로기 된다디레스.
But the main meaning is what it is meant, not just how you do the mantra, but what is the meaning of that.
다 수다라기 된다 모마디 수다라 임바 인디강라 니 군두기 칠을 되니 군둔 제용디강라 슈게 간데 난것도 주제가도 상것도 간데 난것도 아니 샤라 간데 슈기도 간데 난것도 주제 니슈 자식인도 니샤出치스 그래 주제 니슈 자식이 샤렌 난당 다랑 송주 나한테는 개면을 샤렌 난다 다랑 따윤디가 코란기 제 삼아 수다라기 된다 모만 디차디기 디라니 샤레를 깨디기도 디라니 따기도.
So in observing His Holiness for the 24 hours, so he is the living sutra. Like he practically lives that sutra, not just in what he teaches, but how he lives his life every day.
다 고랑기 제당 다랑기 토니 꾸기 제당 다랑기 토니 가서라 러시아 자용 랑가된 연구도스.
Yeah, how he wakes up, how he have his meals, how he in 24 hours, just by him looking at him gives us that inspiration. He has a lot of examples, but he'll give one example.
아니 지당니 가서 고유 송제 제고야다. 디상투절라 하버드 고유 송제 제고야. 아니 잘라티주 다스 되면
Yeah, so right now the climate issues is really key to everyone, and being able to not waste things is very key to all the societies now.
아니 하버드 가서 지외기 잘라티주 수수 계획이 배제 당뒤 그 가서 최대 댐버지 당고래 가용마용 당주요 말에스 띵아주 시고라스.
So even if, especially when it is of common like in organizations things, right? When you use it with very judiciously. So that is what he says.
자오르무치 임베 차니 간수일 합에 가서 그래 벤주 푸킨 임베 이너레 아니 가진다 슈킨 임베 이너레 랑신기 코나로 가서 automatically 마오 여러 왔다. 자진 랑신기 가서는 마오 용그레스 야오 용그레스.
Yes. His Holiness has a lot of private sponsors and a lot of people who offer him, like both from Tibetans and the world.
자오름지 임베 차니.
Just because he is the Dalai Lama.
다 레디 근데 인상 코랑기 휴석이 나로라 변 수부 추석 임베 있는 수부 추석 때 치워진도 가서 만년이 디 수에라 강에 요 말했어. 뭐니 지는 수버이나.
So even like, so with the amount of offerings that he has, the bathtub, he could easily make a very lavish bathtub for himself.
또 이내 르르지 내지 축에서디 자오르무치기 신종 다랑서 신종의 디 수주요 말했어.
So, but he declines that. He does not want that the bathtub even,
추출한 줄 그랬어.
because he thinks it's a waste of water.
근데 인상 바진다고 준주지는 줄로는 디 축에.
So he puts water in the bucket and then takes bath that way instead of using the having a bathtub even.
간이스나 세라 겸발의 폐두 겸백이 투하를 자오르무치 신용 수발했어. 신용 나로를 추강 요로스. 또 추강 나로를 당부디 수발했어. 디 수디 자오르무치디 만년이 축에서디. 자오르무치디 수무고디 지를 받던 송송스.
So in the when he was there in Sera monastery, so in many of the monasteries there is one suit dedicated for him, and he saw the bathtub and he actually asked that it be removed.
Rinpoche, what is Tantra and can you teach us it today?
다른 상제기 송 러투에 가르스. 두 말이나 그래. 상가. 아니요. 상가세디 가서 그래 디레스. 지당 상가 이너리 누이뭐 있는 누스나 수트라. 니가 상제 주야기 상제기 고방 주 취제기 탈랑 임버 지버레스.
So Tantra and Sutra both are ways to gain enlightenment. They're different paths, and both can be used to reach the enlightenment.
상하기告诉양 상주기 생당 동리기 다오디다 시자랑레스 소낭신 지고레스.
So even in Tantra, the compassion and emptiness both are the foundation for Tantra.
니 소낭신 계층
Yeah, it's very, very important. It's kind of like the foundation of that.
다 이내 상하세 조디 상하기告诉디송고레스 나소 단대기 센디 단대기 나랑수 센디 아니 상제기 고방 줘야딜 타당 싫어 니가 참고 요러스 타시 니가 뒤지도 냥는지 송고레스.
So in Tantra, what is taught is that both the
센디 뒤지기 돈에 타당 싫어 니가
the practice and the intelligence both have to be together.
다 누이告诉타다 싫어 니 송교어디 타了店呢싫어 공야 싫어了店呢타공야 마도 뒤지了特是니가 냥도 냥는 제디 요 말에 송교 말했어.
So but in sutra what they say is like you do one or the other and one depends on the other, like tapta shirap. So tap is kind of like the actual the practice and shirap is the intelligence. So but in Tantra you do that together, and so this 교가 얘기를
뒤지了特是니가 뒤지了냥는 제디 송교어레스.
So okay, so both of them in Tantra they do it together, but in Sutra you do one and the other because they are both, one is dependent on the other.
다 디장망세 상하기 카도라 가서 그래 상제의 상주 심바 창마 수수기 류낭라 공야지 송교레스 수구낭라.
Yeah, and in Tantra the meditation is where they think the Buddha is in you, so that's how they meditate.
그래서 딘데 인상 상제기 고방 조야라 탑의 고방 조야라 상하기 타우디 조바당 뉴버치고 요레스 딩문에 냥린 추신의 제도가 있나 디송교레스.
So if practiced correctly, because you're doing both practice and the intelligence together, and you're meditating as if the Buddha is with you, it is faster. Tantric is faster than the sutra.
다 이내 디상강세디 칸에 장야디 오마니마니 모마니 소아서 오마니 베면 칸에 장야 nga 디지불라 고련 순데 지기도 디나 단드리기 친이디 창교요 말했어.
Yeah, but just just the mantra, doing the mantra is not, it's not considered tantra.
다 디마도 양 상하기 된다디 자진부 인상 지진이나 슈트에 깔래고.
Yeah, so but it is very deep. Tantra is very deep, so it can be explained in like very few sentences. But the gist is that it is faster if practiced correctly.
상하라 가수그래 상하기 랑가디 차상지 변 당부 간데스 제고래 랑냥ning 간데스 제고래 니네 상제기 살아 간데스 누구세기 루당 차상지 주신 꾸이니 송샤요레스.
Yeah, so the path from start to finish to getting an enlightenment, it's all laid out and it is well documented also.
디 낭로라야 개바추기 상주면자오마부요레스.
And there are a lot of differing thoughts from a lot of scholars on that.
근데 상하디 상하긴 루당 차상지 지진이는 게 슈도면도스.
Yeah, because of those the depth, the differing thoughts on it, it is hard to explain in concise time on what the meaning of that is.
안들 상하세디 조생 생낭로라 냥린제 메시지레스 쿠랑쿠랑 메시지.
Yeah, but it is a very specific way of practice where you do both the practice and the intelligence together.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you.
We have about 15 minutes to take questions from the audience. So if people want to raise their hands, if they've got a question, and if you're on Zoom, feel free to raise your electronic hand. Who does? Okay, Joseph, please. And Miles, would you be our mic runner? Or Matt, either one? Joseph.
Tashidele Rinpoche. My question is, contemplating the lower realms and the suffering of the lower realms can often be overwhelming. How should one practice to cultivate resilience and compassion to not be overwhelmed by the immense sufferings of just even imagining what's happening in the lower realms? Thank you.
다 니송송기 등에상 당디 가수 세나 간다치 레기오레스 양아주 하던 미기 내당다 하버드 하기 내당 상제의 상주심부 디주기 내당 상당 양세는 가올레지 용구요레스.
Yeah, so when you think about the lower realms, you get anxious, you think about the sufferings there. But when you look at the upper realms of Buddha and the Bodhicittas, that gives you calm and happiness.
다 집어레스 빼는 안한수 찬찬 냐딘데 칼라수 경기 냐딜을 가수다 지기 또 딘데지 선부쿠랑 미다단 딘데 통디 세마마지 용구도스.
Yeah, so when you also similar to like when you see a fish and it's cut when it's live, you feel the pain.
다양 가수 미카제 지부 땅버딘데 통디강라 양디 지와라 상상 딘데 용구도스.
But when you see people having picnic, you feel joy as well.
다 이내 안한수 수수 간제스 지고레스 디상당고레스.
So regardless of this, you have to think about what you do.
수수 생기 낭로라 난다 지와다 마지부 지와 디기 파쇼기 년당디 요런고 말했어.
Your anxiety and of people suffering is not going to help them.
미신다 지부도 상마이네 미신다기 지부딩 안솔로 용고 말했어.
So when you look at others that are having joyful time, you don't really like have the joy transferred to you also.
근데 인디 가수 년당 담을 니가 통디 년당디 가랑 출了出 꼬마 당인 손을 지了지니 오다 수수기 두자 용야디 제주민도 야부 용야디 제구도 상디 수수기 예신이 다우지 gen라 다우지了지 지니 상당나 핑그레스.
So you think of those as lessons that you learn from both the suffering and the joy that you see from others, and then choose the path that is good for you.
가수 주진 상당디 간다 수수기 야와 가르치 두도 수수기 제고야 가도 디상도 마오 당고도.
So the important is like looking at yourself and see how you can improve yourself, and then only can you improve others.
양 아주 센 나로를 미신다 간전도 미신다 가르전도 세 디상 당야디 마잖아 디 수수라 가서 그래 빈도 디장기 빈도 진부 용에 용맹이와 민도스.
So it is not clear that when you think about everyone's and how somebody is doing something, and you concentrate too much on that, that is not helpful for you.
배발의 동치예요 그랬어.
Yeah, there's a Tibetan story.
제비기 제강 디베지부 요랑이마 세르당무이도 동지지니 제강게 슐로라 제비 부장기 구기 슐로라 방구 카시지 종지지니 방구수 제비 부장 나로라 콜라세르 가츠요레 무 가츠요레 가츠 지바이나야디 디지우지 되어이나 디 미신다기 잘라디 장가지디 고로스.
So the Tibetan story is there's a palace and a king, and the king has a lot of gold and silver and all of that in his palace. And outside there are some beggars, and they keep counting the number of gold and the silver, but just counting that is counting somebody else's thing, and it doesn't just transfer to the person who is actually counting.
방구수 제비 부장의 지요를 니요를 시지니 시마되버시 수수파치네 자라 롱고는 롱 신가된데 떠고는 떠 심바지우지 되나 디 야슈 말베스.
So instead of that, instead of counting others' blessings or others, the what would be most helpful is the beggar begs something and then goes and starts a farm or something that will eventually help himself. And be at peace instead of counting others, wealth. Yeah. So that is, from his perspective, that is a better way of spending time.
실록이 년당 야부연날에 두자연날에 디 시년당에 나주 라발을 요말에 저 나주 라발을 요버디 수수레스.
Yeah. So the only thing we have control over is ourselves, not the environments or not the other people. So you only control yourself.
디인디 수수 가드이나 시년당 장년을 만든버 수수 지부진 대디 계층부레스.
So instead of depending so much on outside, make sure that you are spending time to be happy inside. Yeah, that you can actually control.
Thank you so much for coming today and sharing with us your words of wisdom. I was wondering whether you could explain the concept of emptiness and then offer a way for us to reinforce our understanding during meditation, like what you did earlier with impermanence in the guided meditation.
동반니 세디 시당 디스고레스 땡진저원 종화라 동반니 스고레스.
Yeah, emptiness is really it's about interdependence.
가서 땡진저원 종화 인장 동배랑신 레스 거스.
So because it is interdependent, that's why it's empty.
다 녜디 배천 지샤바이나.
One example is
배나 사자 디닌 룬디레 레요르세 주에나 니 낭주디 주부진주 뢰뢰진주 세지 시에요레스 사자 구주서던 주 레서 주에나 사자 구주서던 주 레서 지메나 로 낭준 주뢰당 주제 가수를 레마네세 디게 시에요 말스 배나 게시 사자 가야메 버지 낭게 동버치 군디네레 준디네레세 메 디지라 낭주 푸디바이나
So all the measurement depends on certain things. If there is two places that you have to go, destination A and B, and because of that you measure like how many hours it will be to get from one destination A to B, how fast can you go from flight or bus, or all of that comes because there is a destination A and a B that you are measuring. So if there is no destination, there is no measurement. The flight could be just going anywhere, and you can't really say what you are measuring.
알어 나가 동벌现在电影讲了주부당 쇠쇠세 디치르电이 샤고르마도 마덴바랑 지요 말이스.
Yeah, so because of that, like how fast and all of that depends on that dependent metrics there.
ngasu desagi khambatiya khambare marese di ngaransul tini khambaris labare madu kesi ngasu human being mi subu chimbu nanga timbal ya ngutu ni sunrichi ya mi ro mi di chunjum butuma na sin chabayina ani kunzulan di khambari khamba chagu mares.
Yeah, so this house is because we are human beings at this size, and because of that we say this is a house that we are in here. If there are humans that are so tall that they can't fit in here, then it's not a house for that. Or if it's a small, like an ant, then for that concept of this being a house doesn't exist. So everything is dependent on how the dependent is, like, for example, this house being a house is dependent on us in this body structure and being able to say this is a house. So everything is dependent on on a lot of things to say what it is. Yeah. So when you think about you as yourself, so if you think of yourself as the center, so that doesn't reflect the reality. Because there is no center, everything is around you, it's all dependent. So the emptiness is that it's empty because it is dependent on a lot of things. So it talks about how you are here right now, and what are all the dependent factors that made you here. And so emptiness actually teaches you how that exists. So to practice that, you in the meditation reflect on the interdependence and why everything is empty without that dependent factors. And Nagarjuna has a very good Nagarjuna explains this very well.
Thank you for coming and talking with us. I think my question is very close to the subject that you just went through just now. I noticed from the beginning of your, or from early in your meditation, as we moved from the body and you said to the soul, and then I heard you speak of the mind. Let me pull this down here. Soul, mind, feeling, experience, no form, no color. And I have had a sense that the mind is not a thing, but rather it's an activity, like a dance is an activity. So how far off am I? Can you correct me on that?
Tangi meditate.
디 인지기 서리스 상제 정된 대기 센디 가서 우리 가서 지den기 집어 버렸어요. 근데 단이 다요 그랬어. 근데 가서 집에지 당요 그랬어.
He said it is very you are not far off. He said that Buddha also has in his writing said that this is the mind and the soul is like deeds or activities.
Thank you for being here. When the emotion of anger comes up for you, how do you process it? How do you deal with it? Thank you.
콘루당 이모션리디 간데스메우스 아니요 다 디고라 나랑라 남준 냥뇽 가르 중수위나 다 뒤준도 콘루당 이모션 디즈마 간데스 뇽르 땅에 터지 제요 변나 콘루 콘루 뇽르 땅에라 콘루라 콘루기 가서라 가수 콘루 승인이 간데지 봐 디 가서라 뉴욕에 핑기요레 근데 뒤준도니 종달 요바이나 아니 콘루 쇼총을 돼다 콘루 람베거래야 컨트롤 야부치 되기 뉴바 치올레지 통구도스.
So what he said is he practices that the pros and cons of anger. So when you practice that, like, and think about what the anger does to you and what it doesn't, right? And so then you build up that practice very regularly, that when it comes as it shows its anger, then you are able to react to it because of your practice. When you think about the angers, what it does to your body, your health.
다 뒤진기 종달인데 매버이나 종달 맞이버지 아니 루르도 콘도 랑용디 마 콘도디 슈자야디 도스 칼레 카오요 상도스.
Yeah, it is more difficult when you are not practicing that on a daily basis of how thinking about if this happens. When you're more prepared, when it comes, you know how to react to it. But if you are not practicing that on a regular basis, when it comes, it's harder to react in the way that you want.
다 이내야 터시 매버 말했어.
But all is not lost. There is still ways to do that.
콘루야 랑베거라 랑상 수술로 추대지 오가 가르치니 콘루 랑도요레스 저어딘데 땅.
So when you become angry, just look inside and say, why am I getting angry?
콘루 랑바디 수 거디디 수수 콘루 랑바디 수수 문제버디 판도 동네치고 상교레스.
Yeah. So when you think about it, then you feel like, okay, I need to take this down, right? So that awareness. Yeah.
콘루 랑용디가라 콘루기 상수디 가레스나 수수기 문제버지 통요로. 카데 자오디 판도스 까고 상교레스 쿠파 슈자고 상교레스.
So when you're angry, you're usually angry to with somebody, right? And your reaction is to how do I, why am I getting angry, and Why is that person making you angry?
말해.
Okay, I am like, okay.
말해. 쿤루 랑용 디간라
Mm.
쿤루 랑사기 미디 다 쿨라든 예 수다 수고 상기
Oh,
요레스.
so usually it is like you are trying to take revenge of somebody who is making you angry.
다디 상기 요디 쿤루 랑바 디기 쿤루 랑사기 미디로 수다 제 도구를 베스 수수를 되었당.
So you ask yourself, is your anger really going to take revenge? Is that anger going to really help you in taking revenge?
쿤루 랑바 디기 수수기 면되버디 까 도구를 베스 되었당.
Can you ask whether you ask yourself, is my anger really going to stop that person?
다 우연히 줄라 쿤루 랑바 디기 면되버 까 토야 니버 요 말해.
So in reality, your anger doesn't do any of those.
쿤루 랑바디 단돈 수수 면되버디 마운트 당거.
So your anger actually sometimes can exasperate the source of that anger.
신달라 뉴버지에 토마토세디 카가레 쿤루 랑바이나 이나 쿤루 랑바디 수수라 쿤루 랑바 장지 수수 센라 뉴버지 거래.
So the anger itself, whether that makes it better or worse for the other person, it is sure that it makes it bad for you.
수수라 뉴버 쿤루 사와 장지 센투루 거라스.
So it changes how you are thinking, like it changes your mind, your peace. Yeah. Yeah, it changes how it makes you a little unstable in that.
Yeah. 단돈 쿤루 랑베 카도라 양 상루 신다 된데 당지니. 쿤루 랑베 카도라 센나 신다 된데 쳔바이나. 내주 신다 된데 변의 수수 낭준 가부지에서다 양 낭준 지 도나유에서기 내주 신다 되서 쳔바 제와이나 양 쿤루 때 좀 쇼총줘서.
Yeah. So you should also distract yourself with things that you can think about, some good things that you can think about.
쿤루당 emotion 디수제디 동린제당디 제세 시와라요. 샌디디와기 가사 부디사다 아오자라야. 디 나로라 리우 주베 나로라 쿤루다 주바니 쿤루 파기샤 수수수디 쿤루당 수수니 빠로라 디제 조인제네. 쿤루 고야 가래 쿤루 간데스 용거를 가르 핑기를 가르 뉴기를 시차부 르니제네 쿤루 쇼종을 동양에 더시 시라 송요르스디 대토베는 자자자 핑기리스.
So there is the happening.
준주 친구 부디사도 아웃자라야. 아웃자라야.
So there's a Bodhi
Sadhu
Avacharya. So in that there's a sixth chapter written by Shantideva, and in there there is a really debate on how you, just on anger, how you react to it, how you kind of look into it, decipher it, and all of that is very well documented, and he really encourages everyone to read that.
지단 쿤들라이 미참을 요레스.
Yeah, everyone gets angry.
다이네디 나솔라 핑기도 뉴기도 다이레스.
Yeah, so the thing is, how do you think whether the anger is that helping you or not? So that's something that you should look at.
Yeah.
Rinpoche, thank you. We're out of time, but maybe one more question is, what do you think of our first monastery space?
안에 디 민족의 지배이나 가서 그래 배야원 종샤.
He's happy that there's many who have come here.
아니 근데 좀바디 네 하장기 핀도 진부 열상거도.
He sees a very good benefit of people coming together like this.
미치기 뉴발레 미니기 뉴바디 치오요래.
Yeah, between one person and two persons benefit, there's always, more is always better.
다민 마무진 종용디 딜라 투모마이면 뉴바지오래.
So when there's a lot of people coming together, there's a energy that comes about. with that large number of people.
수수지부 가디오 있는 낭로 대대발에 내년도 종치지네 아니 가서 그래 핀신 핀투거디 파 시르지와이나 참말로 핑기로 왔어.
Yeah, so instead of staying alone at home, coming together like this and sharing your life together is very beneficial.
하버드 딜로 공작이 왔어.
And then you also meditate, that increases the benefit.
이내다 공세디 간데지를 쓰여봐 간데스 공고바 공벤 제부 간데지인바 디 자친부 로종 나토나 딜레야요 그랬어.
Yeah, it will be even more beneficial when you think about why you're doing meditation, what is the desired outcome, all of that, you have to continue to practice.
아니 컴퍼니 두자레세 게임도 아니 가서 그래. 야구도 언제도.
He said the space is very. He said it's not bad, it's not good, it's okay.
이내 친구도 왔어, 야구도 왔어.
But it is big, he said.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you.
Yeah. Part of our practice is bringing other people into our minds, and with that, maybe if Kirk or Cheryl could read the blessing braid. These are an online list of people who have asked us to keep them in mind and their family members. So.
Okay. All right, we have Cheryl, not me. Health issues that are causing a lot of pain, please spread well-being and metta. Uncle Jimmy Predeep passed away on July 10th after a sudden fall at home. Please spread metta for a favorable rebirth. Emily Stedman passed away on July 10th after a 2-year battle with colon cancer. Please send metta to Emily, her sister Rebecca, her daughters Alice, Farrellyn, and Rain, and all the friends and coworkers she touched in this lifetime. Marcos Muratala, currently in hospital with cancer and other complications. Please spread well-being and metta. Suvan Samvegas Nehasunita Suresh Sindhu, please spread happiness and peace. Sachi, having genetic disease, no walking, no swallowing, multiple disability, please spread happiness. To all beings, including Devas and Nagas, please spread happiness and peace.
Thank you, Cheryl. And would anyone like to bring any other names into our space? The group heart. Yeah, Sid. Sid's mom. Yeah. Nirmai's hard times. Hospice. Yeah, Jason. For Tom, who's in the hospital. Yeah. Jessica. Jessica's mother. Yeah.
My friend Mintu in Big On.
Okay. Thank you, Cheryl.
My granddaughter Lillian, who is suffering from depression.
Lillian is suffering from depression. Yeah, Judith. Judith's daughter. Okay. John is having heart problems. Steve. Oh. Ellen, who's starting chemo. Thank you, Steve.
Share gratitude for my wife's speedy recovery from her oral surgery and for the safe and successful placement of my grandson.
For Gary's wife. Okay. We're sitting with all those names, all those people, just for a few moments, and then we'll do a chant together. Okay, page 33. We've got the verses of sharing and aspiration. This is a very Mahayana flavored chant, so we can show off that we're not just selfish Theravadins. Yeah. Okay. Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all desires and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana. In every kind of birth, may I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Unsurpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and illusion be dispelled.
Great. So, Rinpoche, thank you so much. And Nangyal Nanglo, and the Washington Association of Tibetan Buddhists. Tibetan Association of Washington. We're so grateful for you coming. Geshe Jempo as well. Thank you so much. So this is a real blessing to be visited by a teacher such as this. And we just wanted to give our community a chance to express their gratitude and to get blessings, just rejoicing in someone coming with a traditional kata ceremony. So what we'll do after this, first of all, after the gathering, there will be the usual social. Please share a meal together. We really encourage people to talk to someone you haven't talked to before as your first person. I believe Janaki and Samir brought how many ice creams? More than we need, which is so. Please stick around for that. And there's free books in the back as well. But what we'll do right now is, for those who want, we'll demonstrate how to offer a kata. We have about 30 or so. So after a demonstration, we'll go outside, or we actually could probably do it in here. So we can line up here in the front in a line for those who want. And basically, people can hold a kata in their hands and offer it to Geshe in the way that you'll now see. And after you receive it back, blessed, you can take that and bring it to the person farthest down the line who doesn't yet have one. And we'll do kind of a rolling kata wave because we don't have enough. And Steve Wilhelm, will you come up and demonstrate how to do it? And great. And maybe Rinpoche could show you or give you one right now for everyone to see how it's done. And after that, we'll take a group photo all together. Should we do this in here or out front? What are people's opinions? Thumbs up for out front, sign for in here. Peace sign, in here it is, great. And we'll do a group photo after that. Also, just to note that Rinpoche will be leaving quickly after that, so if you do have an offering you wish to give, I would go to the donation box soon after we finish the group photo, because he'll be leaving soon after. He has a talk to give at the Tibetan Association of Washington. Rinpoche, would you demonstrate how to do a kata with Steve?
It's mostly just an offering to him, and then he'll offer it back over one's neck.
Oh, and actually, we have a wrist gift as well. Will Rinpoche be giving, what do the red bracelets symbolize?
This one. This is from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So
These are blessed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So if you weren't going to get in the line, so if people actually, should we just do one at a time like this?
Let's just do a line.
Yeah, so people can come up if they wish and come into a line, and once you've received the kata back, give it to someone who doesn't have one yet, but you can keep the red blessed thread.
And as you offer it, it'll be folded in half, and you can have the folded end towards Venerable Rinpoche.
If you're on Zoom, we really rejoice in you joining, and maybe, Alejandro, could you give your kata to the TV as a symbol for all the Zoom people to have been blessed as well? And for those on Zoom, please feel free to stick around, and we'll also have a Zoom coffee hour as usual. People can stand.
And Rinpoche says that you can tie the bracelets as a bracelet around your wrist.
Well, I'm not sure if that's, did everybody else lose the video feed? Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if that's, I asked if they were going to redo it.
Rinpoche will be putting the blessed bracelet around people's necks. So before you hand it off to the next person, be sure to keep that for yourself.
Well, I asked if they were going to turn the feedback on. Oh, looks like they turned over the host. So I think that might be there. There we can kind of at least see the side. That was a pretty nice session. I enjoyed having him here. A lot of wisdom in the words that he was speaking.
Are we still being recorded? Do we know?
I think the recording part is off. And it looks like they just turned over the host session, so I don't see a recording button on here. I think that part is off. Yeah. David, we see you talking, but I think you're on mute there, David.
Well, that's often an improvement. No, it actually still is live streaming on Zoom, so we can continue. Just have to be aware that some of what we speak might go out on the live stream. But I know that the Ajahns usually delete anything like that before they post it. So take it away.
Well, I'll open up the floor for either discussion or suggestions of moving into smaller teams or smaller rooms. We can do either or. It's already, I think, a small enough group, but if the group would like to maybe split in half, we could put half of us in one room and half in the other room. I found it interesting. I guess I'll kick us off. I found it interesting that, I always take notes on these Saturdays. And for me, I found that I wound up taking more notes than normal, just trying to capture everything that the answers. I didn't write down the questions, but I tried to summarize the answers. And in summarizing the answers, I feel like I got to the heart of some of the answers. Deborah, you have something there? Do I need to unmute you?
Oh no, I just had a question. If we went into breakout rooms, would we not be being live streamed that way, at least for the time being?
That's a good question. David, do you happen to know the answer to that? I don't know the answer to that.
I'm afraid I don't either. But it's only 10 people. It's your call, of course. You can try it. It probably will break the live stream at that point.
Just an idea in case people don't want to talk while being live streamed.
Sure. Let's see here. It is more and then breakout rooms and then 5 assign automatically. And here we go. I'm going to hit go. So
Wow.
Come on back if you like. And open all rooms. Oh, let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six. Let's see, could you do that for us? Hi guys. Well, they're asking me to end the live stream for them. So bear with me just a minute. Let me see if I know how to do this. Hmm. Oh, I see. They're not in there. Well, I guess that's it. Hello. Kirk? Let's see. I can't tell if you've connected. And if you are saying something, I can't hear you. Let me see. Custom live streaming service.